Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial on how to make a sky for your Rhino model. I will be using a HDRI sky, also known as a high dynamic range image. So firstly what we want to do is go to our asset editor and we want to disable the current Rhino sun. So we'll just set that to 0 there. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to turn off the trees and the leaves to make it run a bit faster. And we'll turn those on at the end to see what the final result is. But for now, we'll go to V-Ray here. You want to go to V-Ray lights and then select dome lights. You can just place it anywhere on your model. For this case, I'll just place it here. Now what you want to do is load in an HDRI. So you can find those on Google, on any website. One I like to use is this website here, hdrihub.com. But you can just also go to Google and just search any HDRI sky free, and there's lots of resources for that. So what you want to download and unpack the HDRI file. Then once that's done, so it should give you a prompt straight away to load on an HDRI file. If it doesn't, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But for now, we'll go and load on our HDRI. So after you've downloaded them, you can go ahead and choose which one you want. So we've got a range of skies here. We'll go back to our reference image, and it's kind of a cloudy setting here. So we'll choose, I think this one here looks pretty good for a cloudy sky. So go ahead and open that. And now we want to make the dome light placing a little bit bigger. So we use gumball just to increase the size of that. Now we'll go back into our asset editor, and as you can see, the dome light has been placed. So let's do a quick render now just to see what that looks like. We'll just go with the interactive render. There we go, so it's loaded in. It is very slow because of the grass in the background, so you may have to turn that off. But we'll just see. So it's very dark, so you can either decrease the exposure of the camera to make it lighter, but usually around 10 to 14 is what I like to keep when rendering. So in this case, we'll go back to our light tab here, and you can increase the intensity of the sky. So right now it's 1, we'll try 5. That makes it a bit brighter. Looking at our reference image, the light source is shining on this side of the building, so to change the direction of the lighting here, we open up a new view and just rotate our light here, so it's a bit hard to see in this angle. So where the arrow is pointing, I believe that the sun is on the opposite sides of the arrow, but you can just open the interactive view and then play around with it. So as you can see, if we rotate this here, the direction of the sky will change. So you can just rotate the sky until it's an angle that you like. Also for other kind of HDRI maps, you won't really see it in this one, but you have the shape here. Hemisphere means only half of the sky is showing. So as you can see, there's a big black part underneath, so that's where the horizon line is. So anything in the sky below the horizon line just won't show. But say if you've got a model where you can see lower than the horizon line, you want to set it to sphere. And you'll see in this sample here, below the horizon line where the grass and the trees and stuff, that will also show. But in this case, we won't need to be doing that. But I just like to keep it on the sphere setting anyway. So let's go ahead and keep on turning this until we get an angle that we like. I think about here looks pretty good. So you can see there's some of the trees in the background from the HDRI itself. But that's fine because we have our own physical trees to put in the background. Yes, I'm happy with that angle. I don't usually use all these kind of settings, but we'll go over that in more advanced tutorials later on, but there's no need for that now. Okay, so if your sky does not load straight away when you put in the dome light, you can also click here, texture slot, and this is where you load your file into. So you go onto this here, and then you can just choose any of the HDRIs you want to load in. So just see if we can use a different one and see what it looks like. Try this one, and you'll see your image will be updated with whatever sky you put in. But I was quite happy with the result from this one, so we'll just go ahead and load it back in. You can go ahead and stop that rendering now. You can also save your preset by going right click save as. So you can use it in other models, or if you like to change something, then load it back in, for example. Yeah, so when you load in your light, essentially you just want to play between the exposure value here on the camera and the intensity of the light. So yeah, that's the basic tutorial on how to do the dome light for the Rhino skies. I might just do a quick render to see what it looks like with all the other assets in there. It may take a while to render, but we'll see what it looks like. And so there's our final result. So I think that looks pretty good with the sky. However, as this is the final section for this tutorial series, before we go into our next section, I'm probably going to make a few small changes to this just by looking at this render here. So I might just add some more trees in the background, and then maybe choose a sky that's a bit more closer to our reference image. But yeah, that's all for this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next series where we're going to go over all of these settings in the V-Ray asset editor. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next series.